everyone. This is Courtney. I'm a former collegiate and current international softball player and catching coach. I've had the privilege of coaching hundreds of catchers who are from completely different parts of the world and help them transform their game behind the plate by teaching them the knee down stance philosophy, which has completely transformed my game behind the plate. Right now, I'm with Georgia King, otherwise known as Kingy, one of the catchers that I've worked with recently. Kingy, can you take a moment and share a little bit about yourself, where you're from, how old you are, and what you might have in store for you in terms of softball opportunities in the somewhat near future?
Hi, I'm Georgia. I'm 19. I'm from South Australia. I play at my local club, which is the Hills Heat Softball Club, and I've been in state teams throughout my whole juniors. And now I've just been in the Open Women's State team, and we won the national championship. And then another exciting thing that happened this year was that I was announced in the Aussie Spirit Future Squad.
Yes, let's go. Yeah, super exciting. So, Kingy, tell me, where were your confidence levels as a catcher before you and I started working together?
I feel like my confidence levels weren't quite what they could have been. I sort of felt a bit lost, like in as to what I was doing, and I felt like I was getting nowhere with progressing myself. I felt like I was just sort of at the standard like level and I wasn't getting any better no matter how much work I was putting in. And so doing this new stuff with Courtney has been great to develop my skills and improve my confidence.
Yeah, well, I'm super glad. Like I've noticed that in Australia, like catching is an incredibly undercoached position, and so a lot of catchers kind of feel like they're in the same boat that you were in. But once you have guidance, you're able to reach completely new levels of success behind the plate, which is exactly what you've done throughout this past season, which has been super exciting to watch. Um, what specific things do you feel like you needed to work on in order to gain confidence behind the plate?
Improving my blocking and my consistency when like throwing to like all the different bases when there's runners on. I felt like my blocking was not very consistent and I wasn't great at it. And my throwing was not bad, but felt like it could be better.
Yeah, for sure. And all those things have just helped become a lot more confident behind the plate, you'd say? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So
Yeah.
before you and I started working together on the knee down stance, what were your thoughts on it? Like before we even started?
Um, I thought that it was something different, but I tried to be like open minded as I thought it was something that was going to be able to help me get better. And sort of as you were explaining everything to me the first time around about like how it makes blocking easier, I certainly like understood what where you're coming from and it definitely made more sense to me and I feel like that definitely helped me with my blocking as well. But yeah, just yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. Okay. Well, what are your thoughts on it now?
I really like it. I feel so much more confident behind the plate. Feel like solid, like nothing's going to get past me.
Yeah.
And I also feel really confident to like with my throwing and receiving as well. Like it makes everything so much easier to do.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. It does make everything a little bit easier. And like the knee down stance, like everyone is skeptical at first. I was incredibly skeptical. I didn't know if it was gonna work for me, but then as I started to work with it, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so much easier. And now everyone else is thinking that same way about all these different types of skills. And so you already shared a little bit about how like these things have started to like feel a little bit easier for you, but tell me like all of the results that you've already like seen inside of like this program together. So tell me, I mean, we already talked a little bit about stance, but tell me how like the results that you've achieved when it comes to receiving, blocking, throwing, and everything else.
My blocking is way more consistent and I feel a lot more confident to do the blocking. My receiving is definitely improved, and I feel like I'm getting lots more strikes called than what I would have in the past if I was just doing the traditional stance. The throwing certainly took a little bit of getting used to. I had sort of done a little bit of like throwing for my knees from the traditional stance, but certainly like once I put the work in, I've really felt that I developed quite fast. Like once I got used to doing all the movements right, and I feel like it's definitely improved my throwing.
Yeah, absolutely. I would agree with everything that you just said. Throwing is like one of the harder things to like master in the knee down stance just because now all of a sudden you have to navigate moving your knee like in a way that you've never moved it before. So it's kind of like a mental block, but I think like once you master it, it like decreases your pop time significantly. Like you've already seen your throw uh, like the your pop time decreased significantly in the last
Yeah.
just few months, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So that absolutely rocks. Okay. So now for anybody watching this video right now who might be wondering what the program is like, tell me what it's like to be inside of the program.
It's really good. You get a lot of support. Every week we have a program sent out to us based on what I personally want to develop and what Courtney also thinks is something that we should be working on. You can sort of like decide and plan how it's going to fit into your schedule, and like it's easy enough to take some weeks back if you know you're going to be busy, and then build up and catch up in the next couple of weeks. So yeah, you get all your plan for the week, then you do a little call to check in, catch up. You send off your videos as well and get feedback all during that call, which is really good. So you know what to improve on for your next week, like in your next block of training.
Yeah, for sure. Who do you think this program is for and what type of person gets the best results?
A person who is committed, knows what they want to achieve, and has the drive to get there. It's, yeah, as long as you're willing to put the work in, you'll go very far.
Yeah, for sure. Would you recommend this program to somebody else?
I definitely would. It has changed my catching for the better, definitely. And I would definitely recommend it for any other catchers out there that are looking to take themselves to the next level.
Yeah, for sure. Before you worked with me, did you have any limiting beliefs about online training?
I had never really had any online training. And obviously, while you were in Australia, we were in person to start off with, which I did really enjoy. But after that, I I did really like it. I was a bit skeptical about like how well the feedback would come across, and like how, yeah, how I would be able to develop, because I feel like someone not being there in person, seeing exactly what I was doing at the time would, yeah, would be more beneficial. But with sending all the videos across and you getting to see those, it's basically the exact same,
Yeah,
if
yeah,
not
absolutely.
better, because you can sort of plan your time and yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Well, what would you say to somebody who's watching this and is on the fence right now?
I'd say just give it a go. Like, you're not got anything to lose. If anything, you've got everything to gain. You're not going to get any worse by doing it, and you'll just get way better. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Well, is there anything else that you'd want to share publicly about your experience in the program?
Uh, Other than that, it's just really good, and I really enjoyed it. Nothing, nothing else.
Awesome. Okay, well, so how can people find me if they want to learn more about the knee down stance and more about how they can get the same type of transformation?
Courtney has an Instagram page that you can go onto, Catching with Court. That she's got lots of really good videos and stuff that sort of explain what her philosophy is and how how she would teach you. It's a really good, like, just to get an insight as to what she's going to teach, and yeah, you can do a little bit of learning before you launch yourself into your course.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It really just kind of gives a like a little taste of like the philosophy that I teach before you actually choose to commit to the process. So, Kingy, thank you again for hopping on this call and sharing your story about yourself in the program and your journey to finding the success that you have right now. For anybody watching this who wants to see themselves have similar results and find success just like Kingy did, book a call today with the link below to learn more and claim a spot in the program.